And the music was always more important than anything else, to me personally. You'll have to ask the other two.
Ringo Starr's wife is saying goodbye after his tragic health battle. For over 6 decades, Ringo Starr has been a cultural icon, from his groundbreaking days as the drummer of the Beatles to his successful solo career and memorable performances. But behind the scenes, the legendary musician has been fighting a private battle that has now come to light in a heartbreaking way. Recent reports reveal that his wife of over 40 years, Barbara Bach, is preparing to say goodbye amid what insiders describe as Ringo's most challenging health crisis yet. The news has sent shockwaves through the music community and left fans worldwide concerned about the beloved drummer's condition. What exactly is Ringo facing? How serious is his situation? And what has led Barbara to this emotionally devastating decision? The answers paint a picture of courage, devotion, and the harsh realities that even the most celebrated figures must eventually confront. The beginning of a health nightmare. Ringo Starr, born Richard Starkey on July 7, 1940, has long been admired for his resilience. His early childhood in Liverpool was marked by serious health challenges, including peritonitis at age 6 and tuberculosis at age 13, which caused him to miss significant portions of his education. These early brushes with mortality perhaps prepared him for a life of overcoming obstacles, but nothing could have prepared him or his family for the current situation. According to sources close to the family, Ringo's health began deteriorating noticeably about 18 months ago. What initially seemed like typical signs of aging for the octogenarian musician gradually revealed themselves to be symptoms of something more serious. While performing on his 2023 tour with the All-Star Band, close observers noticed moments when the typically energetic drummer appeared to struggle with his timing and stamina, unusual for a performer renowned for his reliability and consistent performances. By early 2024, Ringo was forced to postpone several scheduled appearances, with his management citing health concerns, but offering little additional information. The privacy around his condition sparked speculation, but the Starbuck family maintained their characteristic discretion, revealing only that Ringo was resting and following doctor's orders. Behind closed doors, however, the situation was becoming increasingly dire. Medical consultations led to a series of diagnoses that shook the family to its core. While the exact nature of Ringo's condition remains private, insiders suggest he's battling multiple health issues simultaneously, creating a complex medical challenge that has left even specialists uncertain about his prognosis. Barbara Bach, a wife's unwavering devotion. Through it all, Barbara Bach has remained Ringo's rock. The former model and actress, who starred in the 1977 James Bond film The Spy Who Loved Me, met Ringo on the set of the film Caveman in 1980. Their connection was immediate and powerful, with both describing it as love at first sight, despite both being in difficult places personally. They married in 1981, creating one of Hollywood and the music industry's most enduring partnerships. Over their 4 decades together, Barbara and Ringo have weathered numerous challenges, including their shared battle with alcoholism in the 1980s. Both achieved sobriety together, strengthening their bond and becoming advocates for addiction recovery programs. Barbara co-founded the self-help addiction recovery program, SHARP, with Ringo, demonstrating their commitment to helping others facing similar struggles. Now facing what may be their final challenge together, Barbara has shown remarkable strength. According to family friends, she has transformed their home to accommodate Ringo's medical needs, coordinated with specialists worldwide, and researched experimental treatments, while maintaining a brave face publicly. At 77, Barbara has taken on the exhausting role of primary caregiver while shielding her husband from the media attention that has followed him since his Beatles days. Barbara hasn't left his side, reveals one longtime family associate. She's been with him for every appointment, every treatment, every difficult moment. Her devotion is extraordinary, even for a couple married as long as they have been. The heartbreaking decision. As Ringo's health situation has progressed, Barbara has reportedly had to make the most difficult decision of her life. After consultations with medical professionals and heart-wrenching conversations with family members, she has begun the process of saying goodbye. Not by leaving Ringo's side, but by accepting the reality of his condition and focusing on making his remaining time as comfortable and meaningful as possible. This decision came after exploring every available medical option. Sources indicate that the couple traveled to specialists across the United States and Europe, seeking treatments and second opinions. When conventional approaches showed limited effectiveness, they even explored experimental therapies not widely available. Throughout this medical journey, Barbara maintained hope while remaining realistic about the challenges they faced. The decision to transition from aggressive treatment to comfort care was not made lightly. It reportedly followed an emotional family gathering where Ringo's children, Zach, Jason, and Lee from his first marriage to Maureen Cox, along with Barbara's children Francesca and Gianni Gregorini, came together to support their parents through this difficult time. It was the hardest thing Barbara has ever had to do, says someone with knowledge of the situation. But she made the decision out of love. She couldn't bear to see him suffering through treatments that weren't improving his quality of life. Friends say that since making this decision, Barbara has focused on creating meaningful moments rather than counting days. She has arranged visits from close friends, organized small gatherings with family, and ensured that Ringo is surrounded by music, the passion that has defined his life. The Beatles' legacy and final wishes. As one of the last two surviving members of the Beatles, Ringo's health battle carries additional significance for music history. His friendship with Paul McCartney has remained strong through the decades, with McCartney reportedly making several private visits in recent months. These reunions between the last two Beatles are described as emotional, but also filled with reminiscence and even moments of laughter as they recalled their extraordinary journey together. According to those close to the situation, McCartney has been a source of strength for both Ringo and Barbara during this difficult time. Paul understands better than almost anyone what Ringo has meant to the world, says an industry insider who has worked with both musicians. Their connection goes beyond friendship. They shared an experience that changed music forever. Those visits mean everything to Ringo. Ringo's wishes for his legacy are reportedly focused on charity and music education. Throughout his later career, he has been a passionate advocate for the importance of music in schools, often donating instruments and supporting programs that bring music to underprivileged children. Sources indicate he has made arrangements for this work to continue, with substantial portions of his estate dedicated to foundations promoting music education. He has also reportedly expressed wishes regarding his extensive collection of Beatles memorabilia and personal artifacts, items that document not just his career but an essential chapter in music history. Rather than keeping these treasures private, he has apparently arranged for many pieces to be displayed in museums where fans and music historians can appreciate them for generations to come. A family united in grief and love. The Starbach blended family has come together in an impressive show of unity during this difficult time. Ringo's son Zach Starkey, himself an accomplished drummer who has played with bands like The Who and Oasis, has reportedly been a constant presence, often playing music for his father and sharing drummer stories that bring comfort to both of them. Barbara's daughter Francesca Gregorini, a filmmaker, has been documenting family moments, not for public consumption, but as a private record of their time together. These intimate family videos and photos have become precious to Barbara, capturing interactions she knows she will cherish in the years ahead. The family has also worked to create moments of joy amid the sadness. When Ringo's strength permits, they organize small celebrations, impromptu living room concerts, viewings of favorite films, or simply gatherings where stories flow freely. These occasions have become vitally important to Barbara, who friends say is collecting memories to sustain her through what comes next. They're focusing on joy wherever they can find it, explains a longtime friend of the couple. That's who Ringo and Barbara have always been. People who look for light, even in dark situations. The public response and privacy concerns. News of Ringo's health situation has generated an outpouring of love from fans worldwide. Social media platforms have been flooded with well wishes, memories, and expressions of gratitude for his contributions to music. Many celebrities and fellow musicians have also shared public messages of support, highlighting Ringo's influence not just as a Beatle, but as a kind and generous figure in the industry. However, the family has been careful to maintain boundaries around Ringo's privacy during this vulnerable time. Unlike many celebrity health battles that play out in the public eye, the Star-Bach family has limited information about his specific condition and treatment details. This approach reflects Ringo's lifelong discomfort with fame's invasive aspects and Barbara's protective nature. Barbara is incredibly protective of Ringo's dignity, explains someone who has worked closely with the family. She wants people to remember him for his music, his humor, his peace, and love philosophy, not for the details of his illness. That's a private matter between them and their doctors. This desire for privacy has sometimes clashed with the public's concern and media interest in his condition. Barbara has reportedly turned down numerous interview requests and declined offers for televised tributes, preferring to focus entirely on Ringo rather than managing public relations during this sensitive time. A legacy of peace and love. Throughout his career, Ringo's catchphrase, "peace and love," has been more than just words. It's been a philosophy he's genuinely lived by. Friends say this outlook has not wavered even during his health struggles. He continues to flash his characteristic peace sign to visitors and maintains his gentle humor despite physical challenges. This consistency of character has deeply touched those around him. Medical staff who have cared for him often comment on his graciousness even when in pain or discomfort. His kindness extends to everyone he encounters, from specialists to support staff, embodying the values he has promoted throughout his public life. For Barbara, this unwavering spirit has been both inspiring and heartbreaking. Watching her husband maintain his essential nature while his physical health declines has reinforced her love for him, while making the reality of their situation even more poignant. Barbara always says that's what she fell in love with. His spirit, reveals a close friend, and that hasn't changed at all. He's still Ringo, still spreading peace and love, still making people smile. That's the man she's loved for over 40 years. Focusing on comfort and dignity. As the family navigates this difficult period, Barbara has reportedly transformed their home to maximize Ringo's comfort while allowing him to remain surrounded by the things he loves. His drum room, always a sanctuary for him, has been modified so he can still occasionally play when his strength permits. Photos from throughout their lives together line the walls, and his favorite music plays softly throughout the house. Medical equipment has been integrated as discreetly as possible, maintaining the warm, personal atmosphere of their home rather than allowing it to take on a clinical feeling. Barbara has been adamant about this approach, insisting that Ringo's environment remain dignified and reflective of his personality and achievements. Friends who have visited describe a sense of tranquility in the home, with Barbara creating an atmosphere of gentle acceptance rather than despair. She's not denying reality, says one visitor, but she's ensuring that whatever time they have left together is filled with as much love and peace as possible. It's incredibly moving to witness. This focus on quality of life rather than medical interventions represents Barbara's ultimate act of love, prioritizing Ringo's comfort and dignity over pursuing treatments that might extend his life but diminish its quality. It's a decision that friends say exemplifies the deep understanding and respect that has characterized their relationship. The Beatles' legacy, the end of an era. With only Paul McCartney and Ringo Starr remaining from the original Beatles lineup, Ringo's health situation carries profound significance for music history. The Beatles' influence on culture cannot be overstated. They transformed music, fashion, and social attitudes while creating a catalog of songs that continues to resonate with new generations. As one of the architects of this revolutionary sound, Ringo's distinctive drumming style and warm personality were essential components of the Beatles' chemistry. Though often underappreciated in early critical assessments, music historians now recognize his innovative approach to rhythm and his crucial role in shaping the band's sound. Paul McCartney has reportedly been deeply affected by his bandmate's condition, with sources close to McCartney describing his concern and regular check-ins with Barbara. Their shared history, from Liverpool youth to global fame, through personal losses and career reinventions, has created a bond that transcends ordinary friendship. Paul and Ringo are the last two who truly understand what it meant to be a Beatle, explains a music industry veteran who has worked with both men. That's a unique perspective that only they share. The thought of losing that connection is profoundly affecting for Paul. For fans, the situation represents not just concern for a beloved musician, but confrontation with the end of an era. The Beatles have been cultural touchstones for over 60 years, their music forming the soundtrack to multiple generations' lives. The reality that this remarkable legacy is reaching its final chapter is difficult for many to accept. A love story for the ages. At its heart, beyond the music history and cultural significance, this is the story of a remarkable love between Barbara Bach and Ringo Starr. Their relationship has endured through fame's pressures, addiction recovery, family blending, and now this final challenge, demonstrating a depth of commitment that stands as its own powerful legacy. Those who know them best describe their bond as extraordinary. They still look at each other the way they did when they first met, says one longtime friend. There's a tenderness between them that's never faded. Even now, especially now, you can see how deeply they care for each other. Barbara's decision to face this difficult goodbye process represents both the culmination and continuation of this love story. By choosing to focus on making Ringo's remaining time meaningful, rather than pursuing interventions that might prolong suffering, she is demonstrating the ultimate form of love, putting his needs and dignity above her own desire to keep him with her. Barbara isn't really saying goodbye to Ringo, explains someone close to the family. She's saying goodbye to the idea that medical science can reverse what's happening. But their love, that isn't ending. She's showing what in sickness and in health truly means. Looking forward with peace and love. As the Starr-Bach family navigates this difficult chapter, they remain focused on embodying the values Ringo has always promoted: peace, love, and music's healing power. Barbara has reportedly arranged for musicians to play for Ringo when possible, bringing the art form that defined his life into this challenging period. Friends say that despite the situation's gravity, moments of joy still punctuate their days. Ringo's humor remains intact, and he continues to find delight in small pleasures. Listening to favorite songs, receiving messages from fans, or simply watching the sunset from their home. These moments have become precious to Barbara, who treasures each one as a gift. The couple's shared philosophy of living in the present has taken on new meaning. Barbara has always been spiritual, and Ringo has his own kind of Zen approach to life, says an associate of the couple. That perspective is serving them well now. They're not dwelling on the past or fearing the future, they're focusing on making today meaningful. For fans worldwide, Ringo's situation has prompted reflection on his extraordinary contributions to music and culture. Beyond his Beatles fame, his advocacy for peace, his charity work, and his genuine kindness have left an indelible mark on the world. As Barbara prepares for what may be their final chapter together, the outpouring of gratitude and love from around the globe stands as testament to the impact this remarkable man has had on countless lives. In the end, The story of Ringo Starr and Barbara Bach reminds us that behind the legends and icons are human beings facing the same challenges we all eventually confront. Their approach to this difficult time, with dignity, love, and even moments of joy, offers a powerful example of grace under the most challenging circumstances. As one friend of the couple simply stated, "They're showing us all how to live with peace and love right until the end." What are your thoughts on Ringo Starr's legacy and his impact on music history? Share your favorite memories or songs in the comments below.